Thank you for tuning in to Gloves Off Seattle. Your hosts, Patti and Meagan, will be talking about all things Seattle women's hockey. A huge Pacific Northwest welcome to the PWHL. Gloves Off Seattle! Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.
Gloves off, Seattle.
Patty's trying really hard to break the set again.
I just turned it around. It's very pokey outy at me today.
Would you like
No,
to
it's
fix it?
fine.
Okay. Hey guys.
Hi. Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, it's Sunday afternoon since this is what we do now. We tell people when we're recording. I forget. It is Sunday afternoon. So we went up to the Rough and Tumble Ballard location for the official watch party today.
Yes.
Thank you to Jen and crew. It was a little nutty as far as just, I think they just got slammed, and we just appreciate the service there is always excellent.
Our
And
server, Jenna, just great job.
yep. And family friendly environment. The youngest kiddo came with us and he was on the iPad the whole time, but whatever, anyway, it was a great atmosphere to watch the
Great
game.
showing.
Yeah, and hang out. It was packed, like packed out. So again, so that we headed up there to watch the game and we watched the game.
Oh, thank you, Sadie, too, because they brought a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff and we got a pin.
And I got my data hat.
Hat.
Yeah, I mean, we'll give it to him before this comes out, so he'll
Yeah,
know.
he'll know.
I got my
He'll
data
know.
hat. I honestly, it's funny because Sadie, shout out to Sadie, our merchandise person. They're doing an excellent job first and
Hang up
foremost.
job.
But when I saw the pictures of the hat, it's the black on black hat. It looked gray and purple. It was very strange, but in person, it looked a lot better. So that's why I was like, Brian, we'll go ahead and start the clinking now.
Ah.
There's a lot of clinking because Brian was there too.
Brian was there too.
Yeah, Brian. Anyway, so Brian had one that he had already purchased sitting on the table, and I was like, oh, I gotta grab one. I went and I grabbed the last one. So anyway, all that to say, merch pop-up from the Torrent team, official watch party. It was packed out. It was a great atmosphere. It was so much fun. We got to watch the game with our friends. So Brian was there, like we just said, and then Court, Ray, and Allie were there, and then us, and we had our little one too. So it was, and there was
other friends
lots
there.
of other friends. Yeah,
Met new friends.
Yeah, shout out Jason. I met Jason at the last home game. Yeah, and so we got to see him. And Sarah, who was our winner for our giveaway for the Vancouver game, was there with her girlfriend. Her girlfriend's name is Sadie as well. So we got to see them. And who else? I don't know. Like, I just feel there was a ton of people
Laura
there.
was there from the
Laura,
press.
yeah, from. Oh gosh, I don't want to say her outlet wrong. Anyway,
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so it was a great atmosphere.
New friend Cindy.
We did. Yes, Patty's new friend Cindy. Cindy and her are BFFs.
We love making new friends. Her scarf was amazing.
Yeah,
That's what Jeremy
they were
thought.
bonding. They were bonding over school.
Yeah, she crocheted her own scarf and it had these waves on it that
Yeah.
perfect coloring and just the pattern, which was I could go into the crochet pattern, single, double, triple crochets in and out. It was beautiful, Cindy.
Wow.
Yeah. And her kiddo is
Some some
was
old
at the
lady
game.
stuff. Some old lady stuff right there.
Thank you. Are you talking about my friend Cindy?
No, I'm talking about you.
Tried to play that off.
I know. Talking about you. Yes, their child was at the game. We got to see pictures. They go to school in
St.
Minnesota.
Olaf.
Yeah, they go to school in Minnesota, and so they were showing us pictures of their kiddo at the game. It's an adult child. It's not a kiddo. Not like our kid. Not like our
No,
kids. Young.
not like we sent ours off to the game.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the outcome of the game is not what we wanted.
Hoped for.
Yep.
We wanted to really kick Minnesota's butt.
Yeah.
I mean, I really did.
I did too. I did not. So we lost, guys.
It wasn't pretty.
And it was not pretty at all. And so, yeah, there was a couple of there's a couple of redeemable things, and we'll talk about, our opinions about some things, but it was not a beautiful game. It was not the redemption game we needed against Minnesota. I don't know.
No.
My hope is that's coming for us, yet, but yeah, it was rough. So I think the first thing, unless do you have something else to say?
No.
Okay.
The first thing.
I think the first thing I want to talk about is the change up in lines. So
The lines did shuffle.
yeah,
They
so
were shuffling.
we started last week naming the lines. We're going to stick with and we're gonna have it. We have an additional name now for
Yes. Is that our second
the
name?
second line. Anyway, so the first line changed. So it was, and we're calling them the Avengers.
Gosling
So,
was on the line.
yeah, so it was Knight, Carpenter, Gosling, and then,
Bilka
yeah,
was on the second
Bilka
line.
was on line two.
And Julia Gosling and Hannah Bilka switched. So Bilka was back up to the first line.
Right. And so the conjecture around the table today was wondering if that had something to do with the Olympics because Julia Gosling just got named to the Canadian team and Bilka, Carpenter, and Knight are all playing on the American team. We're conjecturing. We don't have this information. We're just, wondering.
Yes.
So that was the switch. So the second line, did you need something?
No, I'm just grabbing.
Okay.
Your
So sorry, she's
Love you,
squeezing my
bye.
leg. She's squeezing my leg, and sometimes that's an indicator that I'm saying something I shouldn't be saying or
No,
something like that.
it's
Okay.
not.
So the second line, which is now Gosling, Serdachny,
Daphne,
and Eldridge, we are going to affectionately refer to as the 3AB line, and 3AB is the three actual blondes
not non-blondes.
instead of the four non-blondes. It's the three actual blondes.
Actual.
Because I was like, what do they all have in common? I'm like, oh, they're all blondes. And then Brian, like,
Like
yeah,
Brian.
Brian was like, "Oh, the three actual blondes." I was like, "That's actually rather catchy, and we can call them 3AB for short." So that is that line currently we're going to refer to as the 3AB line, and then we are solidly with the Bucky Snodgrass Lexi line being the premier line. So we're calling them the premier line. So
We
far
got three
we have
lines.
names for three lines. So we're still looking for the fourth line, which
Which
and then
Bugs is back.
Buglioni is back. Jenna
Thank
Bugli,
you. It
yes.
was good to see you out there, Jenna, taking face-offs and
Yeah. I-
getting slammed into the wall again.
Again,
Like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, my heart was in my chest.
Yeah, we're like, don't hurt her.
First,
She just came back.
just came back. Like, give a girl a break.
hmm There was a boarding penalty for those that didn't watch the game. There was a boarding penalty, and Jenna was the one that took that offense.
Hmm. Was offended.
If yeah.
I was offended.
So anyway, yeah, so now we're still working workshopping our name
Hmm. But I think three
for
is
the
good.
fourth
So we
line. No,
got
no, three so far. So we've got the Avengers,
Vendors,
3AB,
3AB,
and
and
Premiere.
Premiere.
Yeah,
I
so
like it.
yeah, so when we refer to the lines, we're gonna probably try and refer to them that way. I don't know that we're gonna do a lot of line referring today, other than the 3AB line. So that line that Gosling is now on was our dominant scoring, well, our only scoring
Yeah,
line
scored
tonight.
goals
hmm
tonight.
Yeah, so the end result was 2-6 them, obviously.
Bad guys. I
Minnesota
mean, Minnesota.
Minnesota won.
Yeah.
But we did score 2 goals, so we can score against Minnesota because in our first encounter with
Tuesday.
Minnesota, we got shut out. So we are glad to know that we can definitely score against them. It was Maddie Rooney in net tonight and not Hensley. And I noticed, and so I don't know, like let's talk about this. People chime in what you think. Hensley was on the bench with her mask on, and I asked Patty, I was like, is that normal? Because I've never seen that before. Our goalies, when they're on the bench, they normally have like a ball cap on.
Which is normal. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
or
usual.
nothing, or no hat on,
Yeah.
like, but not full mask. Like, and she had her mask fully on and was like leaning up, and it was like, I was like, what's going on? Anyway, it just seemed
Maybe it's
strange to me.
protection. I mean, you're right there on the bench, but
Yeah.
but everyone's sitting. I guess they all have face masks and cages and stuff like
But
that.
but other goalies don't sit on the bench,
Mm-mm.
or I have not seen other goalies sit on the bench that way.
With the
So,
rest. No, it's
yeah.
you don't see it very often. I'm trying to think like because of me, I go to the NHL and I'm trying to think of someone who I know to do that, and no one is coming to mind, but
Yeah.
I'm sure that Brian will tell us
Oh yeah,
other
if
goalies.
there are other goalies or anybody else, it doesn't have to be Brian. Somebody else get in our comments and tell us if there's other goalies that sit on the bench with their mask on. And at least I know now not to call them helmets, to call them masks. Oh, okay. So this game it started like most of our games, which is relatively scoreless in the first period.
And you know what? Hannah Murphy did a
Oh my
great
gosh.
job. She
We
really
have
had a good
more
first
discussion on the
period.
whole goalie thing to come, but yes, the first period, I mean, it was Hannah Murphy save, Hannah Murphy save, Hannah
Hannah
Murphy
Murphy
save.
save,
Save,
save.
save, save, save.
Hannah Murphy,
Save.
then goal. I mean, it was a lot, but
Yeah. And there was and the goal that they got in the first period was a power play goal. So we'll say
Hmm.
that. So Katie Knoll scored at 17:42. So that was, almost to the end of the first period. And
Yeah.
it was predominantly them. Mostly, I mean, not we did have some shots on goal. It's not that it wasn't zero, but there was definitely what am I trying to say?
Um,
It was not balanced. It was not even.
no, no, it was lopsided. There, we
Yeah.
we spent most of the time in our own zone
Yeah.
defending, and yeah, it wasn't pretty. I mean, we had a lot of block shots. I'm looking at it right now. I love being there with our friends. I love hanging out. I love supporting
Yeah.
Jen and the rough and tumble. It wasn't easy to
Watch the game.
watch the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we had our little one there too, so we have to kind of be parents at the same time. But we're talking, and the game was, and it was just I wasn't totally focused in on the game. So I'm looking at these stats now and I'm like, okay, we blocked a lot of shots. And I mean, say we had a first period that was great. We're blocking all these shots. They still had a ton of
No,
shots.
they did have a ton of
We
shots.
did great.
Yeah.
So I mean, we were holding our own and treading water in the first,
Right.
and Hannah kept us in it.
Yeah. So anyway, so end of the first period, it was 0-1. And the conversation that we were having was, they go in the locker room and they're like, yeah, we're doing with all these shots on goal, like we're doing great, guys, like keep up the good work. Like
We
we just
survived the
gotta
onslaught. We're one shot
shut up behind.
away.
Yeah.
We're right there. We're in it. And then you come out in the second, and they almost
40
immediately
yeah, 40
score.
seconds in, they get their second goal.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a hard pill to swallow and it's funny because
It wasn't the goal. It was a bad goal. It
well
was an own goal. I mean, let's just say it. It was an
it
own
was it
goal.
was messy because what happened is if you go back and watch it, Grace Winkle definitely got it close to the net, but then I think Anna Wilgren actually is the one
Who put it
who
in?
put it in the net because her and Alex Carpenter both kind of had their sticks on it, and it looked like they connected their sticks on the puck, and it
And the puck
bounced
went
in.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it bounced in. So
I'm just glad that wasn't the game winner, because that sucks. And from someone who, when we won the cup back in, 2007,
wait, who won the cup? The Torrent weren't
the
around in
Ducks.
2007.
When the
Okay.
Ducks won the Stanley Cup, the first Californian team to win the Stanley Cup, by the way. Um, the cup winning goal was an own goal by Ottawa. And that's hard to pill to swallow. I mean, that's a big own goal there. I'm glad it wasn't the game winning goal. It's not like we were playing for the Walter Cup or something here, but for it to be the game winning goal, I'm glad it wasn't. Sorry.
It's
You
okay.
just took my hand
Well,
off.
it's because you keep grabbing me and I keep
I
thinking
do. I'm
like I
trying to
need
stay
to.
awake. I've been up all
Oh,
night.
that's true. So yeah, Patty is on a graveyard schedule right now. So she is on no sleep, like minutes of sleep right
Yeah,
now. And
yeah.
I don't know why she's trying to power through, but we decided to go ahead and so if
It's
anything
my
crazy,
wife wants to edit the podcast,
she's
and
being
the
nice to
later
me.
we go. And so if I look a little glassy eyed, that's why. But I'm here for it.
Yeah,
All right. So they scored early in the second, and that takes a lot of wind out of us.
right.
Because, I'm sure Coach Steve had a great talk during the intermission,
Yeah.
pumped him up. We're right there with them. You are holding your own. We just need a bounce or two, and we're right in it. And when the wrong bounce comes, it's just, it sucks the year out of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so that was their second goal, and then it was scoreless until they scored their third goal.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 13 minutes later. So it was the second period, and I feel like we say this a lot. It was not pretty. The second period was not a pretty period for us. So Grace Zumwalkel scored two goals in that period. So that was also what do they call that? A supernatural hat trick when I just learned this information off the PWHL app
When they score three goals with no goals in
in
between
one
in
period.
one period.
It's called
Supernatural.
supernatural
Supernatural hat
hat
trick.
trick. Anyway, so she was one goal away from a supernatural hat trick because
But
she's
we stopped it with our goal.
right. So Jesse
That's what's
Eldridge,
gonna happen.
yeah. So Jesse Eldridge scored the
Scrunchie!
yeah, the Torrent's first goal at the very end of the second period, and that was unassisted, which I think is really. I mean, it was a snipe. It was a beautiful
Mm,
snipe, and I think it was a breakaway that she skated down and just sniped right in. So it was a really pretty
yeah.
goal.
My wife was watching it on the way home. And did you see that goal?
I didn't.
No, okay, so you saw it live.
I did. I saw it
Okay.
live. No, no, no. I saw that one live.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the Daniel Serdachny goal that happened in the third. I'm hoping that you remember what that one looked like
I
because no. Okay, well, cool. Anyway, so this is the hard thing about watch. So it's even I don't know. I don't want. There's nothing wrong with the Ballard location of Rough and Tumble. It's just bigger, and I will say this too. They have a bunch of screens. It was only up on like three of the
Mhm.
screens. So the main screen, which is behind the bar, and then there was like only two others, and then there was a bunch of other stuff on too. So it's just easy. It's just easier to get distracted. Whereas when we were at Columbia City
It's
last
like
week,
more TV. It was like
well, not
right
just
there.
that, but it was like there was 17 TVs in
Yeah.
there, and every single one of them, minus the one that had the
Minus
KU
one.
basketball game on,
Yeah.
which was strange. But
Had the game
every
on.
other one had the Torrent game on. So it was just,
That was a Saturday though, right? That was a Saturday,
it
not a
was a
Sunday.
Saturday.
There's that other, I don't know, some oblong ball game going,
There
and
was a
I think
football.
there's
There was a football game on. I
playoffs
think it's playoff.
something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's the playoffs. Anyway,
I don't
so
follow that sport.
what it is what it is, but yes, I think it was harder for us to track with this game. It just was it was harder for me to track with the game. I'll
Yeah.
speak for myself,
Yeah.
but I wasn't tracking as well. So that's why we have stats pulled up, and that's why I did rewatch the first period, but only the first period on the way back. So all that to say, uh, so now, ending the second period, we are only down. Well, no, not only. We're it's 3-1 right now,
Mhm.
right? So, we're definitely we've got a little bit of life left in us because we're like, okay, we can score against them. Again, one of the
It was
things,
huge. We didn't
yeah,
give
that
any
a lot of
little
people
room.
around the table were saying was like, oh, I'm so glad we actually can score against them. Like, at least it's not a shutout, and then and on and on and on. So yeah, it was good. So that was the end of the third. And
End
so
of the second.
end of the second, thank you. I'm sorry. And so now when we start the third, almost immediately
They score again.
Taylor Heisey comes in and scores again. And at this point, we are not talking about, okay, so the other thing we didn't say is that Teralova's back in after her 2-game suspension. Buglioni's back in, which we did say that
We
after
did say
her
that.
her injury, and CJ was also on the bench for this one. So obviously Murphy started, but CJ's on the bench, and so all of us are like, okay, we're four goals to one right now. Why are we not bringing in our backup goalie? And
There
I
was a
think,
lot of discussion about that
well,
at the
and you talk
table.
about a little bit too because you were talking about like more about protecting Hannah Murphy than
Yeah,
yeah.
just staunch the bleeding. Like don't, because I mean, I love CJ, don't get me wrong, but let them come in. Let them come in and take some of that heat. And yeah, they're not warmed up, they're not ready, they weren't thinking they were going to be in, but sometimes it gives your team a little oomph to play in front of someone who's not ready. And I don't know. I don't know what Coach C was thinking there, but he definitely was Hannah all the way.
Yeah.
And 6 goals against, and save percentage went down, but who cares about stats? Like the only thing
Well,
that matters is we didn't get any points.
right. And I don't and I I don't I'm not this is not obviously my forte. I know there are lots of people that are very interested in stats and like this is like the end all be all like Kyle Cushman like his spreadsheet all this
Oh,
stuff.
his spreadsheet
Right.
is admirable.
Right, it is, but I'm just saying like that's not what I'm is interested in as in and I think the discussion that we were having that I was interested in having is I think hockey's so much more psychological than I ever thought it was. Like, I mean, it's very physical, obviously. Like, they have to be able to have the stamina to keep up the pace for all of the shifts that they're taking on the ice and
Take a hit, give a hit.
all of those things. But I think, especially for goalies, I think there's a very strong mental game that is entered into and that in this instance our question mark is and because this wasn't a home game we didn't have an opportunity to talk to Coach Steve after the game which we would love to have asked the question is like why keep Hannah Murphy in like what's the thought and I'm not disagreeing with him necessarily because maybe he's got a whole maybe that's what he wants.
And that's the thing. Like you want your goalies to be confident. There has to be a confidence factor. So is the goalie losing more confidence by you pulling her
Mm,
and saying you have no confidence in her, or losing more confidence and staying in net and just
getting
getting punctured?
yeah. So I think that that's kind of what we saw. So just they scored three times in the third.
Hmm.
Daniel Serdachny did come back with our second goal. That was assisted by Gosling and Eldridge, our 3AB line that we've been talking about. So that was the only scoring line. So
They got both goals. The 3AB
yeah,
line
the
got both
3AB
goals.
line got both goals. There were we actually were heavy penalty. We had four penalties. They only had one.
Yeah.
And we did get scored on in one of our penalties. So
Yeah. They got a power play goal.
they did get a power play goal, but we did kill three other penalties. So
Mm.
that's great. That's great. So I want to also have a conversation and kind of bring up, we talked about this a little bit at the rough and tumble is what's going on with our Avengers line?
Hmm.
And the question mark is it Gosling? Is she the one that's bringing the energy and moving her to our 3AB line?
Brought
Is
the energy to the
brought the
second.
energy to that line, 3AB, not second, we're not going to know.
Oh yeah, 3AB. All
3AB
right.
line, and the energy is now with them, and so therefore they got all the scoring because of her. Or and I don't want to blame
If
anybody
not,
because I don't want
good
to.
luck, Canada. I mean, you got a good one.
Yeah, but then the question is like because Bilka scored before. It's not like Bilka hasn't scored at
No,
all.
she's
But like moving her onto, and again, the thought about is this an Olympic move? Is this something having to do with the fact that they are, we're games like literally games away from them moving into Olympic play? Like, is that what's going on? Is that or just Coach Steve is like, let's shake it up and see.
shake up all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we do. We have lost the last two games, right, before this game.
Hmm.
And so you need to do something to change things up, and mixing up the lines is one of the first things that happens. So
Yeah.
that's yeah.
And I think the other thing that one of the commentators mentioned at the beginning, I'm sorry, like notifications are going off. The West Coast, Best Coast crew is chiming in about stuff right now. Unfortunately, we both lost today. Vancouver lost today too. So,
Sorry, Vancouver.
yeah,
I do cheer for you if you're not playing
yeah,
us.
they're not
I
playing us
really
for
do.
sure. So,
All the time when you're not playing us.
yeah. Oh shoot, I lost my train of
She
thought.
lost that dig too. Oh, say, go ahead.
Oh, the other thing that the commentator said that I thought was interesting was saying that no, Murphy wasn't in net the last time we played the Frost.
No,
That was Schroeder
no,
that
it
was
was
in net.
Schroeder. It was Schroeder.
Why do I feel like I was like, oh yeah, they bring her back to prove
No,
herself.
no, it was like last time Schroeder got it. This time Murphy got
Oh,
it.
see
Yeah,
if there's any difference in
yeah.
that too. Okay, well, never mind. That thought didn't pan out the way I was planning it to pan
Okay.
out. So
I have some great thoughts.
I do have some great thoughts, but that one didn't pan out. But it just I and just to, bring that forward, like it is very interesting that that is what that's what Coach Steve chose to do instead of putting Schroeder back in net to face them again, he chose Hannah Murphy. The other thing too is talking about CJ being in backup for both of these games is something that Brian said, and I didn't think about this, but I think is a very good thought, is that it is good, he said, for the goalies to watch the games from afar. And most of the time when the goalies aren't dressed out, they're up in the press box
Mm,
watching from up in, from an eagle eye view. And so maybe Schroeder just needed rest or just, an opportunity to watch the game in another fashion. So I don't, we're, I, we have nothing, there's no injury report or anything like that. It
no,
was just the choice for the game.
yeah. And maybe she's sick, maybe she don't know what. Look, it's a really long road trip,
Yeah.
and
This
we
is the last game of the road trip, which we didn't say. We didn't say
no,
that. So they do
no,
come home. We're not sure the schedule for this week yet. I don't know if they're traveling today or tomorrow. We should find out in the next 24 hours, but
yeah,
they're going to be home probably within the next 24 hours and then be back to practice, I would assume.
yeah.
Here,
Hopefully, we'll get down there.
yeah, here at the Kraken
Oh,
Community
yeah,
Ice Play. So
schedule. I could do that.
maybe. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Patty's schedule changed this week, guys. So,
Again, my schedule changes again.
okay, sleeping at night will be a thing again, which will
Yeah.
be nice.
It will be.
Um, okay, go ahead.
Oh, I just was gonna give a total aside. Are we done talking about
I
the
don't really
game
want to talk
and
about this
attack?
game anymore. Like this game, I don't know. Like this game just makes me like the Frost. I just want to like heavy sigh after I say them. I think the general consensus amongst Torrent fans are we don't have to win the Walter Cup, but the Minnesota Frost cannot.
ABM. ABM.
Anybody but Minnesota? Is
Yeah,
that okay? Any
that's it.
Minnesota, got
Hmm.
it. Got it.
Yeah, but I do want to end on a just a smile, giggle note.
We don't have to end. I mean,
No,
we
I
can
mean
talk for as long as we want to talk. It's our podcast.
it
But
is.
what are you gonna say?
Uh, just when Bilka crashed the net,
Oh
that
yeah.
was pretty
That
funny.
was really funny.
And she was laughing at herself, and I love that. I love a person who can laugh at themselves. But she totally,
I
I
don't know
want
if
to
she
say
was
face planted. It wasn't face
yeah,
planted.
I don't know what she was doing or why she didn't see the net coming at her the way it did, but she totally crashed
I'm
that.
gonna say I just hopefully think that she was trying to not run into the goalie, which is what you should absolutely try not to do, is to do everything you can not to run into the goalie. And she ran into the net instead. And I think she's gonna get a little ribbing from that because it was pretty, it was, it's gonna be a good blooper roll.
Oh yeah, and the
Real.
real, oh
Yeah.
yeah, and the grin on her face
Oh my
afterwards.
gosh.
I mean,
And when
because
you saw the
I was
replay
like,
too,
I know, but I was just like, oh my gosh, is she okay? Is she
yeah, she's
okay? And
okay.
then she's like laughing as she's getting up. I'm like,
Totally
okay, good.
laughing.
I'm like, okay, good. She's fine. And then it was like you could see them getting ready to do the face off,
And
and her
saw the
watching, yeah,
replay.
her watching the replay and just
Cracks
laughing.
up
And she's just
again.
like, oh my gosh, like,
Busting a gut laugh
yeah.
up. It was pretty cute. And I just want to say, great job.
Yeah, I think the only other thing that we didn't really talk about was that boarding call against Jenna Buglioni, and that
Yeah.
was a good. They and even the commentator said, that was a good. It was a good
Classic
call. Yeah,
call. I
classic call.
mean,
She
sit
didn't see it
down.
coming. Her head was down.
Didn't see it coming. Straight into the boards.
Yeah,
Is that? That's
I
not
don't
exactly what she
know.
said, but
I think that didn't see it coming, I think the fact that her head was down. I think
yeah.
those were the two things that kind of made it a classic boarding call. So just because these are things that are a little, the nuances between our league and the NHL, and just
Yeah, we protect our players.
we well, and the heads are especially for Jenna Buglioni after being out for as long as she was out. Like we want to make sure that everybody's healthy and
Absolutely.
can play. Like let's be honest, like we just want everybody to be able to play.
We don't want any scramble brains.
No, no scrambled brain. So I don't know. Like I said, I think I just want to put this game into distant memory.
Yeah. Put it in the box and close the box and come home and yeah,
Record a
Boston
podcast.
on Sunday.
Record a podcast. Yes. So yes, for up and coming this week, there will probably be practices. There may be opportunity for us to get to practice, which will be great. If we can pull anything from that, talk to players, anything like that, we'll make sure we get that out on social media. And I'll try and post as many things on YouTube as well that I can.
Yeah.
So that's Sunday night. We have a game. So we've got two games at home, Sunday night and Tuesday night. And then we have one more game on the road before
Olympic break.
yeah, we pause for the Olympics. So
Mhm.
that it feels like February is forever away, but also right around the corner. Right around the corner.
Around the corner.
Yep.
Our little one turned 6. We got a pool party coming up. And then it's like February's over.
Yeah. Yep. So you mean January's over?
I meant January.
Yes, January's over. So I'm excited. Got to talk to a lot of people today. Always, as always, I tell people like, come see us. If you see us out in the wild, please say hi to us. Even if we have the kids with us, they don't care. Come say hi to us. We feel like this is, I think the general consensus for today is like this is our hockey family. Like we look at this community like as just a growing, safe place for us to be, and just obviously like I appreciate people who, want to help us protect our kids, like totally, but they're also part of this community too, like honestly. And we love the fact that they can see, a group of adults that are getting together and hanging out and spending time together in just a very inclusive, inclusive manner. So
Absolutely.
I guess there's my soapbox. But back of Section 7, come see us.
Come say
Anytime,
hi.
any game, we'll be there. Last row of Section 7.
Yes. And we will forget your names. I'll say it. I will
Oh no,
forget.
I'll remember your
And I'll ask
face.
again. Oh yeah,
Uh,
my wife will remember your face and I'll ask you your name again.
mhm.
And so yeah, come say hi.
Come say hi. So yeah, so we're excited about we have missed the team.
Oh
I
my
will say that.
gosh.
We are still humongous fans. We still appreciate you and love you, and you are our team. Torrent, please come home and see us and play at Climate Pledge again because we have the best crowd. We have the best, the best arena,
We do,
the
somebody
best.
said that. Oh yeah, it was Cindy.
Yeah, she
Thank
said
you.
the vibes
The
are,
vibe at the
yeah,
CPA.
yeah, the climate because their kiddo got a chance to see two games at Climate Pledge over the over the holiday break, and then they were in Minnesota for the game today, and they were like, "Yeah, the vibes are definitely better at CPA."
Of course they are in the female aquarium.
Yeah, we have a great arena, and we have a great community. So thank you to everybody
Yeah,
for being there and coming out and showing out for the team. So
absolutely. And I think that's my last word. Do we
oh,
have
go
anything
yeah,
else
go
for
ahead. Last word.
hockey family?
Yeah,
I just love it. We were even talking about that being a second family for our kids and
yeah,
being safe and yeah, I'm really happy to be building this community
yeah.
and finding our second family.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously we want the Torrent to win. Like, don't hear us wrong. But like, we are not fair weather fans.
Absolutely.
My wife has proven that for decades with the Anaheim Ducks that you don't have to be a winning team in order for her to be a fan. So we are going to follow suit. This family is going to follow suit. And not that we want the Torrent to win. We want to be a winning team. It's not that we don't want that, but that's not stipulation for us to be fans. We're still going to
No.
be fans because this is our hometown team.
Exactly. And do you know what we want more than well, I mean it's hard to say more than winning, but what we really, really want and what would make us very happy is for the Torrent to be here forever.
Oh, okay. I was like, what did she about to say? I have no idea. Yes.
Stay here
Yes.
and let us cheer you on. Just add on and on and on and on.
Well, okay, so we're gonna go on a tangent just for a minute. So Hillary Knight just did a interview with Together, the women's sports
Mhm. Everybody
company.
watches
Yeah,
women's sports.
everybody watches women's sports. Thank you. But that she just did an interview with them and talking about wanting to come to Seattle and why she wanted to come to Seattle. And she was like, Seattle had a proven track record for supporting women athletes and women's sports. And she's like, it made the most sense. And so we joke, and it's not really a joke now, that we have one more women's team because the Supersonics aren't here anymore. So we have a women's basketball team, but we don't have a men's basketball team. And everybody's like, let's keep it that way. Let's keep the numbers in the female, in the women's sports arena, that we'll always have one more of those teams than we will of the men's team. So yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. There's definitely enough to go around here in Seattle. So we
And we
appreciate
support our women.
we do, and we appreciate you, Seattle Torrent, and cannot wait to have you home next week and get to go to a game.
Like,
Yeah,
that's so long.
it is, but it's been a long time. They've been on the road for
They
17
have been on the
days.
road for 17 days, but
Yeah,
we miss you.
we do.
And we're ready
Ready.
for you to come home. We're ready to come home
Yeah.
and meet you in our home.
Okay. I think that's it for today, guys. We were just talking about releasing for next week. It's going to be probably a late night podcast after the game next Sunday night, but we will get one out about the game next Sunday night before Monday
Holiday
morning.
on Monday.
It is yeah, it's a holiday. Who needs sleep? It's a holiday. For those that don't, I mean, I don't know. I have it off work. It's MLK Day for people knowing kids are off school, that sort of thing. So
We don't have it off, but I'm off on Monday, so that's
yeah.
good.
Woohoo.
Yay.
Okay. I think that's it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. We will talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And that's the show. Tune in next time for another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.